Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday, and welcome to Cooking with Terry. So today we are going to be making shepherd's pie twice baked potato. As you can see, I have all the ingredients here. I have everything assembled, and so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put the potatoes. I have the red ones, and the recipe calls for russet. Use whatever you have; it'll be fine. So what I've done is I put a little bit of oil on here, and now I'm going to poke each one, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt, and I'm going to put it in the oven, and we're going to let that bake probably for about 40 minutes until the potatoes are done, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. So our potatoes are in the oven and they are baking. So while they're baking, we are going to start the ground beef filling for the shepherd's pie. So I'm going to get my ground beef in there. So I have the heat is on. So we're going to break that up and we're going to let it cook. And while it's cooking, we'll be right back and we'll get started with chopping up our onion and our garlic. Okay, so we're back. So our ground beef is browning nicely. We're just gonna let that cook a little bit more and we are gonna get started on the onion. So I'm going to cut up the onion and then dice it, and then we will get started on our garlic. And you guys know me and garlic, and it's cold and flu season, so you can never have too much. We'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just cutting up my onion, and just watch your fingers. I just try to slice it thin and then thin this way, as you can see. Okay, so I have drained the fat off of the ground beef, and that's all cooked. And then so now I'm going to add my onion, my one onion. And we're going to add that in there, and then we'll just mix it up and we'll let it cook. And while that's cooking, I'm going to cut up my garlic. So just stir that in and just have it on like medium heat. Stir it in. And we'll get to the garlic. Okay, so now we have our garlic cloves. And what you do is just kind of lay it on there, get your knife, sharp edge that way. And then give it and that's going to peel right out of there. Doesn't take long. One smash is usually good. And then we'll be right back and we'll get that cut up and throw that in with the ground beef and the onions.
You sure that's enough garlic, Terry?
Maybe. I was thinking about more, but this will be good for now.
Look at all the garlic.
Smells delicious. Mm-hmm. So that's good. We are going to throw that in there. All our minced garlic.
Let's see.
Smell that. Smells delicious, right?
It does.
Okay, so we are going to let that cook for a few minutes. You can see the onion is becoming translucent. So the garlic, you can smell that. That
smells so yummy.
Okay, let's let that cook and we will move on to the next step. Okay, so we're back. So now this has been cooking. So we're going to add our 2 cups of frozen carrots and peas. This is only a 3/4 cup, so I'm going to add another one. All right.
You can never have enough veggies, though.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, so. All right, so we're going to mix that up. And it won't take very long for those to thaw out. And now I'm going to add the beef broth. And we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, here is the ground beef and the veggies and everything. So it doesn't say it in the recipe, but what I did was like after I added the beef broth, I added a little bit of beef oxo and a little bit of flour and water mixed together. So it just kind of makes a bit of a gravy and just helps it stick together a little bit better. So when you put that in the potatoes, that's going to be yeah, it's gonna just add some flavor and some liquid in there, so it's gonna be really good. And then we're gonna set that aside where the potatoes should be ready to come out pretty soon, and when those are ready, we'll be back. Potatoes are done, and I have sliced them in half, and I'm gonna let them cool a little bit, and then I will start by scooping them out, and then we will get them mashed. Hello, and we're back. So our potatoes are done, and I have scooped out the filling, and so now I'm putting in our delicious shepherd's pie filling. And as you can see, I've just used small potatoes, and you've got bigger potatoes. You've got the russets, so just do that. And then once these are done, we'll come back and we will put some of our delicious mashed potatoes on there. Okay, welcome back, and this is our finished product if you want to come and have a little look. What I've done at the end is I've broiled it, so it's browned a little bit on there, so it looks absolutely beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll take one out and we'll put it on the plate, and we will cut it open, and I'll show you what it should look like. Ooh, look at that. See, and then there's all the toppings. So let's have a little taste, and a little bit of potato and a little bit of the filling. That's so good. And I know I say that every time, but it usually is. So you and your family will enjoy it, and your kids are gonna love it as well. So thank you, and we'll see you next month.